Cheers.
I always loved show and tell. Remember, being at school, the teacher would ask you to bring something in to talk about, something meaningful. Everyone's eyes would fall on you and that precious item you held in your small, undefined, yet-to-know-the-world hands. Now those hands had grown and the girl grew with them. It was my turn to show, and I chose...
Regis!
Oh, you made it.
I always loved coming to Regis as a kid, spending hours on the beach hunting for fossils. Just as I did then, I now did with you. Necks craned, eyes fixated, fingers plucking. Often it would be nothing, but every now and again we'd score. Vellum nights were common, and a good ammonite was much rarer. And the cliffs tumbled, revealing more treasure that can only be described as a sign of the times. Now a memory that was mine became yours, and what is ours has now been shared for everyone in my very own grown-up show and tell. Experience. An event or occurrence which leaves an impression on someone. It is something so human to experience. Every day new things unfold, making their mark, big or small, in our lives. Something I learnt this year is that you must make the most of life. Experience as much as you can. Today was one such chosen experience. A frosty morning in February, awakening in the early hours, anticipating an experience of something beautiful. At first it is still. Some chirps are beginning, but the moon is still smiling down at us. She knows it is almost her bedtime, but she clings to the sky, showing us her beauty. Soft pinks and blues melt into the clouds. The frost has settled in and is yet to be melted. The cockerel begins to announce the beginning of the day. But before that, some sustenance.
Cheers.
To the hot cross buns. And before long, it was finally time for the grand appearance. The curtains had opened and the stage was hers. The sun was here, shooting light beams across the earth, covering everything in her path with a blanket weaved of warmth and gold. If there's one thing you'll never regret, it's waking up to see the sunrise. It was time to go on a hike.
Too upwards, isn't it?
The excitement of my Christmas presents first use hadn't quite worn off.
Oh no, I'm thirsty. Whatever will I do? Wow! I'm so hydrated now.
Excellent.
And it was time to make a pit stop. A small cafe, the first through their doors. A hot chocolate and a mocha later, and we set off again. The mud was hard work, but it was worth it. We asked ourselves,
Could this be the best year in Kent? It might just be.
an experience that forces you to appreciate the world, even encouraging you to go outside for the sunset. The more you experience the world, the more you want to.
Idiot.
Now this brings us to the third trip in this series, a morning visit the following day. I've always loved the idea that Victorian doctors would send people to the seaside to cure them. Listen to the sound of the waves gently lapping as they kiss the shore hello. Every time they retreat, they always return, eagerly running towards the sand, bringing with them both jewels and weeds to the shore. The sea does not know how to differentiate between them, for it views everything for what it is, simply moving with the tides. The calming effects of staring out to sea, of hearing those sounds, of breathing in the salty air, of the wind gently stroking your face, freeing your hair. This is a good time to remind you to follow the Victorian doctor's advice and cleanse your soul. Better yet, if you go for a swim. The last of our recent adventures, and as with all good trips, it begins with a
Base.
But the location of this base is what makes this trip important. The final lesson I learnt recently, the lesson of nostalgia. We returned to a place we knew very well, the city of blue and gold. But before that, some time with our new feathered friends and a night under the stars. Preparation is simple. A small fire and a couple of large potatoes wrapped in tinfoil.
Get these potatoes right in there.
Good job.
This teaches us another lesson, the lesson of slowing down. Patiently waiting for food to cook and enjoying time outside, wrapped up and embracing the grey. It's fair to say we were not blessed with the weather, but blessed with good company. And while we're learning lessons, some more helpful advice.
When you don't remember your appropriate fire-safe items, just use a wooden spoon. It's now raining actually quite a lot on my face. Cheers.
The next morning had arrived, the kettle been boiled and the tea brewed. It was time to venture out for the reason of this trip. The reason I spoke of just a little while ago. Nostalgia. Visiting our old home, a city we spent 4 years in learning and studying. Some things remain the same, while others have changed, and that rings true for us too. We are not the same people we were then, but it was fun to reminisce on old times and try new places we'd never got to before. The perfect balance of old and new, and a familiar warm feeling as you walk around the paths you still know so well.
House.
And after a wonderful day, we returned to some less wonderful weather. Storm Kathleen had cruelly pushed our tents down, laughing at our windbreaker and leaving us to quickly set up a new base inside the car.
Set up camp.
You do look like a gremlin.
We've got the mattress set up in the car. It's actually probably more spacious than the tent. All of the camping gear is in the tents, and hopefully we won't get blown away in the storm.
And that was it. The 4th trip. 4 adventures in beautiful places, all with lessons of their own. Enjoying sharing your favourite places and creating beautiful experiences. Remember to cleanse your soul and every once in a while take a dip in the pond that is your past.